SMT Nation, we back. Nation, these headlines have been going across the media that cover telco for the last few days, and it's a technology that's existed. It's not new. It will be new to the market with respect to 5G NR, getting T-Mobile to utilize a fourth 5G carrier with their combination of connections. So to get you guys caught up with what exactly is happening, previously T-Mobile has been leveraging 3 carrier aggregation or 3 channel aggregation on their 5G network. Now they're moving to add a fourth carrier to that list. Technically just adding that fourth carrier brings more bandwidth to the 5G, combination of configurations. It's not a bad thing. It's a good thing. But I'm here to tell you this is a misleading headline, right? T-Mobile saying that they're going to be boosting 5G speeds in their 5G network by adding this fourth carrier. There's something more meaningful and more important to talk about, and they're not going to mention it because that's what they do. It's all marketing. But let me tell you guys what I'm talking about. Let me explain those details in this video. I will go ahead and link this article for you from Telecompetitor. It will be in the description. Also in the description is the real SMT Buy Me Coffee link. Want to show your support for your creators, right? All the appreciation that you have for all the content, the speed test, the podcast, the live streams, the commentary videos. Buy us a coffee, link in the description. There's other ways to support us too. They're all in the description as well. And if you're looking for a really good deal on T-Mobile network access, look no further than our partner, Mint Mobile. Use our partner link, mintmobile.com/sneed. I still see that the deflation promotional pricing is still active, so take advantage of those deals by using our partner link. It'll be in the description for you. Okay, so the news here has been that by moving to a 5G standalone network core, T-Mobile has been able to kind of offer some cutting edge tech with respect to technologies that can enhance capacity and throughput potential on their network. And that is awesome. We love it. 5G, enables more bandwidth per channel. 5G enables a lot of next level advanced features and network level software defined abilities. There are some things, though, folks, that remain in the traditional sense, the core of how to, do mobile networking. So T-Mobile is going to tell us, adding this fourth channel, this fourth carrier to their configurations creates more highways or lanes on their highways, right? So to kind of give you that analogy, which is fine. It's cute. It's nice. And they've said, you can expect speeds up to 3.3 gigs per second. Again, it's phenomenal. It's great. You got the low band 5G with the 600 megahertz. You got the mid band 5G with all their N41, the 5G UC, right? 100 megahertz channel, additional 40 or 60 megahertz channel. And then you get their PCS, their, additional 10, 20 megahertz or whatever it is. It's all great. Now, there's a couple of things that matter here. Number one, phones. They're going to have to catch up to be able to do this. How many folks have a Samsung Galaxy S23? Most people in this country have iPhones. And, some people have older Galaxies, so who knows if they're going to get updated and what qualifies or has the capability to do this. So there's that restriction level, right? So it's not really going to manifest itself on a large scale for a lot of users on the network. But the real issue is here, folks. They didn't outline anything with respect to the fiber circuits that run to towers. To achieve 3.3 gigabits per second, you can't do it on a 1 gig fiber circuit, right? You're going to have to get at least a 10 gig fiber circuit. So that way that available capacity is going to be available to all the sectors on a tower site, which typically it's alpha, beta, gamma. You get these 3 sector sites. Some people have seen, small cells with 2 sectors, and some people have seen, 4 sector macros and on top of hills that have to stretch across multiple cities or whatever, so we've seen that sort of thing. But I'm here to tell you guys, the fiber circuits are the bloodline of these networks, and T-Mobile doesn't own, operate, maintain, or invest in fiber, right? They lease that from other ILECs and other providers, which is perfectly fine, but it puts them in a position where they have to be the ones that facilitate the costs of investing in that upgraded experience. So your spectrum allocations, your channel configurations can all be fine and dandy, but you're going to need higher capacity circuits to do this and achieve this. And I think T-Mobile, in a position where they operate fixed wireless access 5G home plus the mobile user, lots of growth, lots of customers, it makes sense for them to kind of focus more on that than making headlines about 4-carrier aggregation. So you're not going to move the industry forward with a 4th channel aggregation. You're going to move the industry forward with 10 gig fiber circuits. Let's be honest here. Let's be truthful. Let's call a spade a spade. And I think lastly, to kind of put this all into perspective, when you look at those fiber circuits and what they do for the network, you just can't achieve potential capacity and throughput in terms of the theoretical without getting there. So I think those are important things to discuss. If there's something I've missed, then you guys can count me in for wanting to hear about it. Comment down below. But the last thing I'll say, folks, is even more meaningful than that 4th channel of aggregation. They have to start splitting cells. They have avoided this for a long time. They are going to have to, at some point, start looking at small cell deployments, right? And splitting cells, adding sites, because, folks, they have incredible growth. They have a lot of customers, and we have seen the data. The T-Mobile customer has been accustomed to unlimited data plans for a long time, and they are high data users, and there's nothing wrong with that. T-Mobile gives you unlimited data. Use it as you should. The problem is that with this high data usage demand, at some point you have to start splitting cells. By that, you've got a 5-mile, region of coverage, all covered by one tower site. You're going to need 2. Splitting cells is how Verizon survived the last decade without having any major spectrum additions. They had to embrace the grind. They had to add macro cells. I'll give you guys an example here in the Cleveland market. Verizon has a macro site every mile. Traditionally, carriers that operate on an AWS footprint, band 66, right, traditionally, right, or PCS footprint, whatever, you're looking at a cell site every 2 to 3 miles, right, whether it's suburban or whatever. Now, in urban, it's got to be tighter. Splitting cells saves your ass. It creates redundancy. It creates overlap. It reduces the demand on a particular cell site by getting one close by and splitting the amount of users on any given sector. They're going to have to split cells. They're going to have to go 10 gig fiber. They can't sit here and pretend like these specific technologies like 5-carrier aggregation, how much is it really going to make a difference? They're saying that this is going to boost their nationwide metrics. I don't think it's going to make much of an impact. The splitting of the cells will. The 10 gig backhaul will. I know that for a fact. I'll put my ridiculously low salary as an educator on the line to indicate that splitting cells and 10 gig fiber will make an exponential greater leap in their performance than another carrier on 5GNR, right? That's my take. I don't want anybody being duped by these headlines and not truly understanding what's going on and which things are more important. All right, in the SMT Nation, we are all about the facts over feelings. Those two things I mentioned, the cell splitting and the fiber circuits, are going to be much more impactful to the overall network experience and pushing forward in the industry by T-Mobile. That's my take. What say you? You are the voice of the people, the SMT Nation. Let your voice be heard.